a rock band plays on stage to a crowd of hundreds, moving back and forth to the beat of the music. As they begin to sing, everyone is lulled into beating along with the music, but they summon something more mysterious and deadly than any of them thought possible. Welcome to Mysteries in the Machine.
Heyo, meddling kids. I hate this. I'm Charlie. Um,
I'm
this is the
Ethan.
energy I'm bringing here today.
I'm Ethan. I don't like this either, but we have to get through it, so we're getting through it together.
Oh, God. I don't like that, every time we have a horrible racist episode, it's become, a meme for the pod.
Yeah,
I don't like that
that's an
it's a meme.
unfortunate thing.
As as I've already told our friends on our Discord server, um, I will not be making merch saying anything about that. It's no.
Yeah,
No,
it's
thank
not
you.
something we want to glorify.
No. We're here to discuss how gross it is and how it's sadly a part of early Scooby Doo. It's very baked into the media. And honestly,
Yeah,
it's is it not kind of baked into the horror genre anyway? And
it
Scooby Doo
is.
is what is it? It is horror and comedy.
Yeah. Two
And both of
things that
those
notoriously can butt up against insensitive material.
yeah, both of those things have been baked in to be very racist from the get.
Yeah.
So they're it's just kind of inevitable that early Scooby Doo was gonna be like that.
And even into What's
And
New, like that era.
yeah,
I'm specifically thinking about an episode of What's New
I'm trying to remember which
that
one.
takes place in I think the exact same place this episode takes place in.
Does it?
This I think it yeah, because it
Where
has
does
my
it?
favorite Chase song in What's New.
Where does this take
Um
place?
in Louisiana.
Oh, okay. You're thinking of the Confederate versus
Yes.
the Union.
Yes.
That was in fact the first thing that came to my brain. I'm just like, that is the most tame of the things they could have done. That is still insensitive.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do we're traveling across America, there does inevitably end up being some kind of Civil War thing. That's just how it be.
Yeah. That is how it be.
But this one holds a very special place in hell for me.
Yep.
Um,
As is.
we we could just get right into this one. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the gang is at a rock concert for one of their friends. I mean, if you can call it rock, what genre of music do these
I
people
mean,
play?
it's probably more like I guess like soft rock or psychedelia.
Yeah, this is they're definitely hippies, so I don't necessarily
That
think it would be rock.
yeah. I mean, rock meant something different at that time than it does
No, that's fair.
now.
I guess
Because
that is
like
fair.
Elvis is the king of rock and roll, right? Elvis would not fit in today's rock crowd.
I guess you make some good points. Uh, Yeah, so it is like some 70s rock and roll is the vibe of this.
Hmm.
Um, uh, the main member of the band is their friend Alex. Um, honestly, I will say here's your one good thing. Alex definitely looks like a queer person. So
He
their name
does.
fits to me.
Yeah.
That is a genderqueer individual to me,
Yeah.
aka a hippie. Same
Well,
vibe.
yeah, yeah. Though one of the band members is dressed like Uncle Sam for some reason,
That
which
is a
doesn't
question I
fit with the
have.
vibe.
Yeah, we have some different vibes going on. Alex is in like white and yellow and a little bit of blue accents. I feel like the yellow is a bit much because he's already blonde.
Yeah.
We got okay, which one is which? There's Ray and Deke
I think
of the
Ray's the
guys.
redhead.
Yeah, Ray's the redhead. He's got on all green because of course if you are ginger in any form of media, you must like green. I am calling myself out.
And I
Um,
say, Charlie, do you like? Yeah,
I do like
your
green.
username is Green Pixie 12, so like,
You can blame that on Tinkerbell, but I also do like green. Um, but you know, ginger must be a leprechaun. Therefore, that's how it goes. Deke is the Uncle Sam guy. He's on drums. Yeah, his vibe just is a choice.
one
And
of
then
these things is
Lila,
not like the other.
Lila just looks like a normal hippie lady.
She
she's
does.
she's got I like her outfit. She's got some white and some like aqua, some light
Mm-hmm.
green.
Some
Yeah,
teal going.
it's a good vibe. Um, so they're at this concert for their friend, and then all of a sudden they start playing this song which is based on a voodoo chant. So
It just sounds like it is one.
we need to unpack that in so many different ways because like
Yeah.
okay, you didn't make it into like your genre of music.
Yeah.
It sounds like it is just straight up the chant and that you are
Mm-hmm.
like one it's cultural one it's cultural appropriation, two like I don't know if that would be a copyright thing, but like bro, you can't
I
like
mean,
steal somebody else's like thing and
I
then
mean,
be
like,
like I'm going to make money off of it, you know?
from what I understand in my very, very limited experience, and I could be completely talking out of my ass here, voodoo is a religion,
It is.
or at least part of one.
And if you make something that is like a prayer or whatever this is meant to be into media that you then make money off of, that sounds very illegal,
Yeah.
right? Like it's religious appropriation as well as cultural, I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
Yeah.
So it's just there's just that's a lot of why I don't vibe with this episode. You didn't even make it really make sense. Like,
Yeah.
how am
Like,
I supposed to be siding with these people that are supposed to be the friends of our gang for whatever they're doing? It's not like any of them is part of this culture. Lila grew up on a plantation and heard this, and that's our connection to it. And that's already
even
removed
then,
and gross.
yeah, that implies
So,
some things that I do not like. So,
uh-huh. And then I mean, we kind of spoil everything all the time anyway.
yeah, yeah.
Uh Lila being the villain as well makes that even grosser in a
Right.
way.
Though, in a
Like,
way, I think it makes sense, right? Because,
yeah,
like,
cuz she's the one who found it, I guess.
well, and like, appropriating culture should, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I guess I do like that she is the one who is demonized for that, but it is
Hmm.
also like I guess grosser in the fact that like how she's how she's doing that. I don't know if I'm making any sense there. Um, yeah, she sucks. This
Yeah.
episode sucks, but we still gotta talk about it. So they do this chant,
Well,
and
Charlie, before we get there, we have our first shenanigan.
oh, sorry. What did I miss?
Scooby tying him and Shaggy's hot dogs together and just eating them.
Yes, yes. I did forget the one saving grace of this episode is there are some good shenanigans. It's maybe the only thing that might give it some Scooby snacks at the end.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Any form of Scooby snack at the end. So we got one. And then in the middle of this voodoo chant that they're doing on stage, the wind picks up, and then all of a sudden, boom! Mamba Wamba himself appears. That's a white man.
That is so clearly a white man. Like, there's no other way to describe it.
Which I guess makes sense for the fact that this is just the cultural appropriation episode. Again,
Yes.
it is like Decoy for a Dog Napper as like, okay, we're not villainizing the people who have this culture. We're villainizing the white people who are stealing this culture.
Yeah. Which I think that's okay.
Yeah. I'm just like, why am I supposed to be siding with Alex and thinking that he's okay and his other friends are okay when
I'm
they kind of
personally not.
are the reason for this anyway? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So the gang is like, oh no, what's happening? Lila was just made to disappear on stage because this guy is like, you're gonna suffer the curse of Mamba Wamba. So she's
Not gonna
gone, and they're
lie.
mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie, when I first saw this episode title, I thought it was Mama Wamba, and I thought it was going to be a woman.
Yeah. I don't know. I had nothing to say to that.
Yeah, that would not make it any better. Anyway,
No. Um. Oh yeah. So when they talk to the band members, they're like, oh yeah, Lila said something was gonna happen if we said this on stage. She warned us. It's bad. Uh. Also, their manager is here, and he's worried as well. And they have a message from Mamba Wamba that Lila's gonna be turned into a zombie.
yep.
And they have to go to the plantation.
Hooray.
Um, it's. Sorry, I'm just trying to formulate how to speak about so many things in this episode.
Yeah.
So one of the band members is like, "What? This voodoo stuff is for real?" And I'm just like, "Bro, it is, in fact, a religion from another culture. It's not. It's not magic in the way that you think it is."
Yeah, it's a religion that people have practiced for a very.
Velma finds a voodoo doll of Lila. And because of the voodoo doll, that's how we know when people are going to be made into zombies. I'm not sure that's how voodoo dolls work. I don't know enough
Um,
about
I
the
mean,
magic there, but
from I was watching a video about the making of Dawn of the Dead, which is by
oh,
all
okay.
accounts the first modern zombie movie,
Mm-hmm.
right? Zombies and voodoo come from the same place.
Oh yeah, no, I know that.
Okay.
I wasn't sure
Uh,
that the voodoo doll was involved in that. That
let
that
me
was my
let
that was
me
my
see.
takeaway. I know that the voodoo dolls are meant to be like a form of sympathetic magic, which is just like you poke it and then you hurt the person because it is a representation of them.
Let's see.
It's been a while since I've looked up the zombies from voodoo lore and everything.
Yeah.
Um, it's Haitian folklore, is what it
Yeah, yeah,
is.
yeah.
And I
I
don't know if they necessarily view them in the same way that we do now either.
not that I'm
Potentially they're like spirits, I guess.
again, I know almost nothing about this in
I'm just
the
looking at
religious sense.
yeah, I'm
So,
looking at like Wikipedia to be like, okay, what is the general basics of what a Haitian zombie is,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of like, so this is how it is in modern day and all of that and how people were interpreting it. And it's like, I don't think they were necessarily like undead people who eat flesh the same
It,
way that
no, that
we interpret them
from what
now.
from what I've seen, or at least what I'm reading, this is from Duke University,
Okay.
and they're saying um, that the way the zombie started is that these practitioners of voodoo, they give these people a drug that makes them, I guess, more like docile and not like more zombie like, for better, and just makes them like mindless. So I don't think it's necessarily um I don't think they're necessarily.
Yeah. When I go to the voodoo doll page
Mhm,
specifically, it's just like, yeah, you stick pins in it. And
mhm,
that is like generally what people think of when they think of voodoo dolls. So I don't think it has
mhm.
anything to do with each other.
I
They're
don't
just
think
like,
so.
oh, these are both from this similar folklore. Therefore, let's use it.
Yeah,
Um,
listeners, if you know any more about this, or if you know someone who does, feel free to correct us. We
yeah.
don't know much.
This at least one section here on Wikipedia is like the original zombie is still an animated corpse, just raised by magical means, and that's
Yeah,
really all I got here. Like there is necromancy involved.
yeah,
I don't know if there's necessarily like still the feeding on flesh or brains or whatever, what have you. Like I feel like it's just an undead servant. I think that's
yeah. The
all
the
it's meant to
eating
be.
of the eating of flesh and brains is a more modern, from what I can
Yeah, I
see.
I think that might also come from like from what I know of Arabic folklore, which is where we get ghouls from.
Oh,
Ghouls do feed on flesh. And I do think some of
oh,
those things were kind of combined into
okay,
like, because a lot of those undead terminologies do kind of get conflated in different
sure.
ways. So I do think those things were just kind of combined a little bit, and that's how you get the modern zombie.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I don't know if ghouls feed on living flesh or if it's dead flesh, but I they feed on flesh. I know that is a
mm-hmm.
thing, and they are undead creatures or even spirits from Arabic stories. Um,
Um, well, I mean, there are some sources that say they do.
yeah.
Oh, this is in
So
Tokyo Ghoul the anime. I am not familiar.
I know that exists. That's all I got. Demons associated with graveyards consume human flesh. Pre-Islamic Arabic religion. There you go. So like that's where you get the consumption of like humanoid flesh from, but just like the zombie as like uh, a servant, which is what we're using at uh, them as in this episode. Um, so I guess that makes sense. Like they're using some of it the right way, but also so much of it is gross that I can't.
Yeah.
Anyway, uh, we go to the plantation. They're trying to figure out how they can get in or like where we need to look for these clues because this is where they were told to go by Mamba Wamba, probably to get them out of the way from like the crowds of people, you know.
Hmm.
So Fred's idea is to like get Mamba Wamba out of hiding. Like, oh, we'll start up the music. And immediately as Shaggy plugs in the amplifiers, they like, blow a fuse.
I mean, considering how old the wires in the house probably are, that's not surprising.
Yeah. So not really a great idea on their part to start doing this.
No.
And then I will say one of my favorite gags does appear here,
Yep.
where Shaggy's like, oh, I'm gonna go look for an outlet in the next room. We'll try again. He's moving some items to get to this outlet, and a random zombie appears behind him. He doesn't notice it, but it is helping him move all of these things he's picking up.
Yeah. What is it with zombies in this series and wearing pink? Because last episode we have something who was supposedly a zombie that was also wearing pink.
That's true, we did. Well, also, this is a character model we've also seen before.
Yeah, that
I
was
believe in
during
the
the Which Witch is Which.
the original Witch and Zombie episode
Yeah.
from Where Are You? And this time they just recolored it a little bit, gave him pink instead of green, which I think the green is more iconic because it looks more like you live in a swamp, you know?
Right. Yeah.
This is just like, we needed a different color. We needed something.
I mean, it's like how they made Redbeard all white, you
You
know?
know, you know, that's Redbeard after he had a lot of coke. Um,
I think I say it's after he fell into a bag of flour or something.
that too. But also this is the 70s, Ethan.
Oh,
So
everybody's on coke in the 70s.
exactly. So yeah, shenanigans right here with the zombie. Scooby does notice it and be like, "Oh shit, it's right behind you."
Mm-hmm.
And this zombie is just like a guy. Like we
Yeah,
have
he's
Mamba
just
Wamba,
there.
the random zombie sidekick, and then Lila the zombie later on.
Which, like,
Also, Shaggy. I think this is a separate shenanigan where Shaggy like is tripping on the amplifier and guitar, and ends up like bringing them into the next room.
mm-hmm.
Does anyone say anything about how he destroyed the instrument? I don't think so.
No, no.
It's just unceremoniously like, oh, guess he just destroyed that. That's
Yep.
fine. Oh, okay, Velma did mention it.
Okay.
So they can't play the chant to summon Mamba Wamba. I'm glad. But now we're going to split up and look for clues.
Mm-hmm.
With 3 groups this time. Uh, we got Shaggy and Scooby at the bottom of a staircase, and oh my goodness, immediately Mamba Wamba appears at the top and warns them, you better get out of here, you better stop with the chant, and throws a voodoo doll at them.
I guess psychological warfare? Like, they don't know this
Which,
dude.
yeah. Also, I feel like the voodoo dolls doesn't make sense because it's of the guy that we see in like the very next scene with the rest of the gang.
Yeah, and though, spoilers, he's Mamba Wamba. How the fuck did that happen?
Yeah, maybe the guy who was dressed as a zombie, like they swapped places for a second.
I
I don't
guess.
know.
I don't know.
Or there's the cameras and such that happen sometimes. You know, cameras and mirrors. I don't know. They do things in these shows.
They do.
But it's a voodoo doll of Roger, who's the manager, and they show it to the rest of the gang, and it's like, oh no! Roger's like, he's not gonna get me. I'm gonna leave, and he
And
leaves.
then the very next scene, Roger's hat is just floating the river near the house.
I feel like this was like not the greatest way for them to throw off the scent for Roger. I feel like just have him disappear,
Yeah.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
and replace him with the voodoo doll.
Yeah.
Like he can even just walk into another room, disguise himself as Mamba Wamba, throw the voodoo doll at them, and then you never see Roger again.
Yeah.
But oh no, it's his hat. And they hear Lila coming from the house.
Hmm.
But where is she? What could be going on here?
So Daphne and Alex go into the wine cellar.
Yeah, there's a wine cellar in this plantation. I
I
didn't
don't know
know
what's
they
in
made
those
wine.
barrels. It's probably wine.
They look like wine to me. And immediately,
Probably.
who comes out from like the wall itself? Mamba Wamba. And he's like, ah, you shall be more of my victims. Haha. And the zombie
Mhm.
happens to be right behind them. They're like, oh shit, we're trapped. What do we do? Can we fake our way out of this? Daphne, this is the first instance of Daphne doing martial arts
This is where
ever.
James Gunn got the idea. Because
All
they
right.
clearly, the people who made the Scooby Doo live action movies, they watched the Scooby Doo show.
Oh yeah,
That's where a
clearly
lot of
this is
those
the
villains
show.
came from.
This is the show that they watched. This and Where Are You, and maybe a few seconds of a pup named Scooby Doo,
Yeah.
because that's where you get the town name from, Coolsville.
Ah, cool.
So Daphne fakes him out, and she's like, "Oh, cool! I scared him away," because they poof away. But then Alex has disappeared, and now there's just a voodoo doll of him. Oops, you didn't actually save anybody. Who's gonna be next? What are we gonna do? Shaggy and Scooby are looking for some clues. Once again, zombie directly behind them. They're not noticing it.
Shenanigans.
I okay, Shaggy goes to like pat Scooby on the head. Scooby goes to pat the zombie on the face.
Yep.
Like, oh, there's no one back there. They turn around. The zombie turns around with them. There's nobody there. Of course. And then the zombie, raises his hands and is like, boo, shenanigans.
And then the
Uh,
Scooby and Shaggy try to get into several different rooms before pulling the doorknob off of one and getting launched to the room across the hall. That was already an open door.
chances are half of these rooms open in, and that's why they
Probably.
couldn't get into the room.
Yep.
So they get launched in there, and then the zombie is like at the door. Scooby's like, nope, get slams the door in his face. But Shaggy has an idea. In the wardrobe, there is a pretty, pretty dress, and he's gonna sell it.
Is this all one
I think the dress is just one shenanigan. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Um, Shaggy's like, oh, I'm gonna measure you, make sure this is correct for you, okay? And then the zombie's just like, oh, okay, I can be a pretty, pretty princess. I want to wear a pretty dress. He takes it, goes behind a thing, changes into it. They show how beautiful he looks in the mirror. And then he gets mad because he's like, obviously, I don't look as beautiful as you think. So
Hey, not everybody's meant for drag, and that's okay.
I think he looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
So
Very slimming.
clearly, pink is his color.
Yeah, there's no reason why he wouldn't like it.
Uh, and now Shaggy and Scooby are at the top of the stairs, running from the zombie. Shaggy trips on a maraca, or
It's a gourd of some kind.
yeah, whatever it is making the noise of like the voodoo drums. That's like
Mm-hmm.
that's how you know Mamba Wamba's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Fred and Velma hear that from the next room over. They're like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's Mamba Wamba. We gotta catch him. Fred grabs a curtain. Velma grabs a pot. And as Shaggy and Scooby run down the stairs, um, they get tripped up.
And they end up
Like
trapping each
everybody.
other.
Everybody gets fucking tripped up. Yeah, Velma and Fred trap each other. They rolled some nat ones.
Yep.
Shaggy and Scooby also rolled a nat one because they get tripped into this rug and get rolled
Yep.
up like a burrito. Fred's like, "Oh, well, we fucked up, but we clearly still caught somebody." And then it's
I
Shaggy
counted
and
that as
Scooby.
two separate shenanigans.
Oh yes, I would too. I think I would count the gourd as another shenanigan of like, oh no, this is set up for something else bad that's gonna happen. So Daphne comes in and's like, yeah, I saw Mama Wamba. What are we gonna do?
And then they turn around, and the other two band members are voodoo.
Yep. It's not as though they're turning into voodoo dolls, which is
It's
what
just
you
they've
would
been
think.
replaced. Like,
Yeah.
where they were the voodoo dolls are now.
Yeah. I feel like in a different episode of Scooby Doo, it's like, oh no, they got turned into dolls. Because that shit happens.
Yeah.
And so the gang decides, oh, well, you saw Mamba Wamba in the basement, Daphne. We should all go to the basement and search down there again. And Jack and Scoob are like, oh, we'll guard outside. Because Mamba Wamba's not going to be there. This is a good idea. And Shaggy, he has the right idea. Sadly, Mamba Wamba is, of course, 2 steps ahead. So,
Yep.
not going to work out the way they want. They find some footprints of Mamba Wamba going through the wall, and I'm so confused by this wall.
Yeah.
Because you would think that, like, it either didn't exist, like it was a fake out wall or something, or there was a secret door.
Yeah.
Based off of, like, how he just, like, melted into it.
We do actually see a secret door later.
Yeah, but it's not this spot, which is where
No, it's a different one.
Which is where Fred ends up pushing out. What is he fucking rolling here? Like, I think he rolled like a 30 on his strength check. And it's like,
clearly, whatever he was doing, he succeeded.
It's like, yeah, I want to, like, open this secret door. And it's like, that's not a door. That's just a wall. But
I
the
don't
DM
care.
was like,
I'm going to do it anyway.
Like, the DM is just like, well, that's a wall, but you rolled like a 30. So I guess you crumble the stone. And now there's a hole. You found the secret passage. The door was to your left. But you did enter the secret passage. I love it. It's a shenanigan for sure.
It's on there.
Shag and Scoob are outside. They hear the drums. They're like, oh, it's that way. Let's walk the other direction. Again, smart ideas.
And then they think that there's Mamba Wamba in the log, and they run back the other way, and the log starts hopping toward them, and we find my favorite character of this whole episode, the frog.
The only character that matters, honestly. The frog is here. He's queer. You know, they're putting stuff in the water to make the fucking frogs gay.
Look, all frogs are inherently bisexual. I'm going to say that right now.
I didn't know that. I thought they were all non-binary.
Frogs can be, well, frogs are gender fluid. They can be whatever you want them to be.
It's true, they do swim. They are gender fluid. If you didn't count a shenanigan for the log hopping,
I'm going to.
Yeah, that's one. So like, oh look, it's just a frog. Mamba Wamba's going the other direction. Let's run again. The frog decides to take a ride on Scooby. They have a hitchhiker, which is fine.
The frog is helping.
Mm-hmm. Or he will eventually. And then somehow these two... Yeah.
Right now he's moral support.
Exactly. Now, this next sequence makes absolutely no sense, which is why it's at least one shenanigan.
Yes.
They somehow end up in the middle of this, like, pond or lake or something, or bog. I don't know. We're in Louisiana. There's water. And they're on a log, and then the log falls, and suddenly they're, like, doing the log walking thing. It goes backwards into a rock and flings them into a little hut. Jesus Christ.
I counted it as one for now, but...
Yeah. That's just a lot happening.
It is a lot.
But hey, they ended up in the right spot to see exactly what's happening with the actual plot of the episode. Mm-hmm. Mamba Wamba is here. Lila is, in fact, a zombie. She's the one doing the drums. The other zombie is also here, and he's captured all 3 band members.
Uh-huh.
And most importantly, I got a notification for a Danny Mata video that I'm going to watch after this.
Hell yeah. Listeners, if you're not watching Danny Mata on YouTube, what are you doing with your life? Please go watch
If you are
him.
listening to this episode, for some reason, the worst episode of Scooby-Doo that we're covering, Instead, you should be watching Danny Mata on Mewtwo, who does not cover Scooby Doo, but he's covering one of our other favorite shows, which is She-Ra and the Princesses
Yes.
of Power.
He also covered Epic the Musical earlier this year. He's
And
covered a
Gravity
bunch of anime
Falls.
in the past. Gravity Falls.
Some
He
good
covered
stuff.
anime I'm currently watching, Spy Family.
Yeah. I haven't seen enough of his. No, wait. Maybe I did watch some of his Spy Family stuff. I just knew he was watching the sub, and that threw me
Yeah.
off because I was like, oh no, I have to actually watch him watch it because I don't know what they're saying.
I don't like sub. And that may be like if there are quote anime purists out there like, oh, you
Oh
gotta
yeah,
watch the
there's
sub because it's actually in Japanese. I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to have to, and this is probably the American in me, I don't want to have to learn a whole other language or read subtitles. If there is a
my
dub, I will watch the dub.
I was gonna say, for me, I've come to the realization that it's definitely like the neurodivergence in me. That's like,
Yeah.
first, I definitely have like auditory like processing things. So like, I do
Hmm.
usually watch things with subtitles, but in English.
Yeah.
So having it be in a different language with subtitles does not help. It means I have to read it and also understand the motions of what is happening
Yeah.
on screen. The subtitles in English when the audio is in English just helps me understand what they're saying if I can't fully grasp it in the first like milliseconds of them saying it, you know?
Hmm. Hmm.
And it's also just the ADHD of it all, I feel in general that like I I would rather be able to like watch and also be able to listen to the thing sometimes. Sometimes I have to be doing multiple things at once.
Yeah.
And I can't be solely focused on the anime. I need to be doing something else, like with my hands or with my brain. And if I'm watching a sub, I can't do that.
Yeah, for sure.
So dubs are better for the neurodivergence.
Yeah.
This is hot takes with Charlie and Ethan when they don't want to talk about the Scooby Doo episode.
Yep.
Okay, but we have a good part coming
Hmm.
because Jack and Scoob are like, okay, we've stumbled across the plot. You know what we need to do? We need to have a Scooby snack because we're scared. I'm glad they have some on them for
Look,
once.
Velma or Daphne are not always going to be.
True, true. And so Shaggy grabs two. He's like, one for you, one for me. The frog steals it. And this is when Mamba Wamba explains you must sign this parchment to never play this sacred chant of Mamba Wamba ever again, or else you will become zombies just like Lila. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
But also, obviously, it's a trick.
Yeah. I mean, these are children. They're dumb.
They're children, and they're. This is like some copyright fuckery that's honestly happening here.
That's exactly what is going on. If there was a lawyer here, this would not have happened.
The problem is, it's because it's their. Well, it's not their lawyer, but it's like it's their
It's their
manager, you know,
manager.
who is
Yeah.
kind of their lawyer in a sense, who's doing
Yeah.
this to them, which is
Right.
why they're not protected. Scooby and Shaggy like try to get out of this hut and instead end up falling all the way inside of it. They were just on top on the hay and
Hmm.
then they fell in. Now Mamba Wamba knows that they're there. What are they gonna do?
It's time for culturally inappropriate disguises. Yay.
Yeah, I don't even know what they're trying to do here, guys. They're just okay, well, we found something. We're gonna try to dress up like we're also voodoo priests involved in this ritual, maybe. I don't
Hmm.
know. And they gotta walk through some coal. And
But
Shaggy
they
and
do it
Scooby
on
grab.
stilts.
Yeah, they're coal walking shoes, is what they're called.
Uh huh. Uh huh. They're wooden stilts.
which is great for fire.
Yeah. Great plan.
As they walk across these coals, they get shorter and shorter and shorter. Um, but they do manage to get across. And Mama Wamba obviously figures out you're not really, you're imposters, you're fakes. So, but
This
the
man is
frog,
not smart.
I think he was trying to call them on their bullshit anyway. He was just like, "Who the fuck are you? I'm gonna torture you so
Mm-hmm.
that you know for trying to lie in my presence or some shit."
Mm-hmm.
And then they got out of it. And then the frog, our best boy,
The real
steals
MVP.
steals the parchment and starts hopping away. So Scooby and Shaggy have to go get our frog buddy, and so does everybody else. And we're running and we're hopping through the grass. We can't see anything. Scooby at one point grabs hold of the zombie, thinking it's the frog. This is kind of like a Doors gag
Yeah.
in the fucking tall grass here.
It's a shenanigan, is what it is.
Correct. The frog goes into a hut, and one of those like, what the fuck is happening here? As like it like shakes, and it looks like somebody's trying to get the fuck out of there.
Another
Shaggy and
shenanigan.
Scooby, yeah, Shaggy and Scooby get in there, and Shaggy ends up with the frog. Yay! And they free the band members, and they get the fuck out of there. Poor Froggy is hiding in Shaggy's.
He's a scared little guy.
Me too. And Shaggy even he tries to get him out of his shirt by like pulling his shirt over his face
Mm-hmm.
and runs into a tree. Mamba Wamba like catches up to them for 5 seconds. And suddenly the smart gang comes out of this uh secret tunnel. Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Which was underneath like Mamba Wamba's chair, throne, what have you, stone chair.
Something.
They're like, oh shit, plot's happening. Why did we miss that? How did we? And Shaggy and Scooby jump into the hole with the frog. They're all safe. They got away. Somehow the band members also got away, but we didn't see that. So they got the paper, and Velma looks at it. She's like, huh, this is the most important clue. So now we just need to catch Mamba Wamba. And Fred's got a pretty good trap here.
Yeah,
This
so we
is,
got a mirror, a trampoline, and a net.
it's not quite a Rube Goldberg machine, but it is one of the better Fred traps in a bit.
Yeah.
Um, they're gonna, follow Shaggy and Scooby. Daphne will lift up the mirror and bounce on the trampoline into the net. It's not that bad, but they have to make sure they see the parchments. That's
Mm-hmm.
the secret. And they still got Froggy.
Of course they do.
It all goes completely according to plan, actually. For
Yeah.
once.
Goes off without a hitch.
We caught them! And Shaggy and Scooby are
Hooray.
terrified.
Well,
Don't worry about it.
they didn't see that it worked, so.
Yeah, that's true. Sheriff arrives just in time to unmask Mamba Wamba. Who could it be? It's the
It's
manager.
Roger.
It's Roger. And Lila was in on it the whole time. What?
Whoa.
Who's the zombie? Is he just an unnamed person?
He's just a guy.
Their accomplice. Cool. That's what the
Mm-hmm.
wiki says. So what they figure out, the gang or the band members actually signed for Mamba Wamba was in fact like a copyright agreement. Like you can't sing this song. And yeah, they Lila would own the rights to it as well as the manager and everybody. There you go. And they end up eating dinner at the plantation. It's just like so gross to me that we have the guy dressed as Uncle Sam on this plantation.
Yeah.
Are they making gumbo? I think they're making
Yes, they
gumbo
are.
too. Such poor
Which
taste.
I've made gumbo. I like it, but
Yeah. The frog eats all of their gumbo. And Shaggy's
how?
like, wow. I guess we have to make frog gumbo now. This poor frog.
After all he did to help them.
Runs away. He's like so scared they're gonna eat him. And then Shaggy's like, we're gonna order a pizza actually. And this frog is hyped for some.
I mean, who's not?
Now I want pizza. Thank you.
I mean, Charlie, nobody stopped you from getting a pizza.
This is true. All right, we finished the episode. That is that. Ethan, what time is it?
It's terror time again.
Let's talk about some trivia for this episode. This episode mostly takes place in Louisiana, which is known for its gumbo and for voodoo. Southern plantations, like the one seen in this episode, can also be found in Louisiana. No way.
Fritz Trap works perfectly in this episode. Yay.
Mamba Zombie's appearance is similar to another zombie disguise of a previous case in the Scooby-Doo Where Are You episode, Which is Which? Did I already mention that? I didn't know he was called Mamba Zombie.
I don't know, man. Amazon, iTunes, and ironically enough, Voodoo, the streaming service, erroneously lists this episode as Mamba, Wamba, and the Voodoo Hood.
I don't know why that's funny. Scenes from this episode, particularly the unmasking, are used in the DTV Scooby-Doo Frank and Creepy, which features Lila in a conspiracy group of other former convicts setting up a highly elaborate revenge. The band's name is also revealed to be the Alex Super Experience, who apparently broke up, whether directly or indirectly because of the events of in this episode is unknown. I've not seen Frank and Creepy, so I know nothing
I haven't
about
either.
It.
Shaggy breaks the fourth
I'm not glad
wall.
that this comes back.
Yeah. Shaggy breaks the fourth wall when he looked at Scooby-Doo moving to the music. Then he.
The animation in this episode is closer to the way it looked in the new Scooby-Doo movies than the rest of the series. One cultural reference, I guess.
This episode's plot takes a lot of inspiration from Cornell Woolrich's short story Papa Benjamin. The story has been adapted several times for various anthology.
What? A struggling nightclub performer dabbles in act. Great either. There's like several different things that this could actually be based on. Alright, how many shenanigans do we have, Ethan? Where are we?
21.
21. Cool. Pretty mid.
Yeah.
I think I'll give this episode a 1.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably the best we can do, honestly.
My brain kept going back and forth between a 0.5 and a 1. So a 1 is generous.
I can roll with a 1.
And for whose side I am on, I'm on the side of the frog. Because he made the episode better to me.
I cannot help but agree with you.
And he's the only thing that I care about at all. So I'm glad to be done with it. I need to get out of here.
Okay.
Alright, gang. We're going to go split up and look for clues for our next mystery, which we hopefully enjoy much more than this one. Bye!
Yep. Bye! Mysteries in the Machine would like to thank its $10 and up patrons, especially Polish Lavender and Davey B. Thank you for being so generous and helping us keep this podcast going.
You can follow this podcast's socials at Mysteries in the Machine Pod on Instagram. You can send a message to our email, mysteriesinthemachinepod@gmail.com. Be sure to give us a rating, a review, or let your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws.
You can find me, Ethan, on Instagram and Threads at ethan.t.hewlin. Our music was written and produced by Jason Hilton. You can find him at Negative Selections on Instagram.
You can't see me, but maybe I want to.
That's your call, bud.
hate myself. I after I named this episode like in Zencaster, I was just like, I wish I should have named it something like the worst episode of Scooby Doo.
That's okay. We will make that quite clear throughout the
Because
duration, I'm
Robert
sure.
does funny things like that sometimes when they're naming.
Love that. Love that.
I think for Hit the Diamond, they were like, swing, bada, 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 swing. And that
That's
was
excellent.
that was just what the link was called. It's great.
Okay. Okay. What is it about like baseball themed scenes and being just the most gay shit in media? I'm only thinking
I
of two
couldn't.
examples, but
There are two. No, I feel like is there not another one? I feel like there's got
I
to be
guess
another
there's
one.
the Twilight baseball scene if you want to think about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. My brain was like,
Okay, there's
there's
three.
the Twilight one isn't exactly like homoerotic. It's just erotic in general.
Yeah. Well, I mean, erotic implies that there could be some homoeroticism in there.
True. I think
There
it's
could
just
be.
everybody is hot in that scene.
I mean, yeah. Let
It's
me
homo,
ask.
it's hetero, it's just
It's just horny.
erotic. It's just horny as fuck.
I'm gonna ask the Discord.
Um, I will say you're in for a treat when Hit the Diamond comes out. It's a Darian episode, and
Fuck yes.
Darian went on an entire tangent talking about the history of like softball and lesbians.
Oh
So
yes. Yes.
I think we recorded for about 2 hours.
I mean, it's Darian. Like, you're going to record for at least an hour and a half with them.
Yeah, at all times. I'm dying. This episode will kill me.
I think it already has, bud.
Okay,
All right, let's do this.
Get on with this bullshit. Was there?
All right.
There was nothing in the beginning.
There wasn't
Because
really
this
anything,
is-
but I'll do what I can.
That's how you know it's a bad one. That's
Yeah,
how
they
you
gave
know.
me nothing. All right.